Solo Leveling has taken the community by storm. This series is extremely hyped. Dare I even say overhyped? Before we begin, I just want to say I have read all the manhwa, so there definitely might be a lot of hindsight bias, but ultimately doesn't change any issues and concerns I have with the anime at the moment. Also warning, possible spoilers. Prepare for the Yap Fest. Don't get me wrong, I am enjoying the anime to the fullest because I do believe the series is strongest at the beginning, which is basically where the anime is right now, and it's very enjoyable. There's a lot of strong points, the animation is great, fight scenes and character designs are crisp, and it's a blast seeing Jinwoo power creeping all the characters and wiping the floor with monsters. It genuinely feels like we're watching a person play an MMORPG, leveling up, defeating raid bosses, and looting legendary gear. The journey is what makes this series so fun and engaging, but what happens when Jinwoo maxes out? In an MMO, when you reach the endgame, there's only so much repeatable content until it gets stale. And Jinwoo being the only one with any possibility of progression definitely doesn't help. So with season 2 coming to an end, Jinwoo is almost the pinnacle of power, and after the Chimera Ant arc, the Jeju Island arc, he'll most likely be even stronger. And herein lies the issue of having an overpowered main character. After he gets overpowered, you can't really develop them any further unless you do a regression arc and then a redemption arc. Therefore, you have to focus and develop other characters. And this is where the series, unfortunately, is at its weakest. Setups for characters are actually really cool, but then it just does a full stop on their development. It's like the series doesn't really care for any of the side characters. They literally have a built-in crutch by disabling their ability to rank up or level up.
No.
I know the series is called Solo Leveling, but it's just kind of hard to stay interested in other characters if they're just trapped in stagnation. That being said, I really did enjoy the change they made when Jinwoo was able to save his mom, showing a lot more emotion compared to the manhwa. I think this added a lot more depth into the relationship, and they just gotta do this with the other characters. Expand! The reason these types of power fantasy anime is so compelling at the beginning is because we genuinely are able to see our main character struggle for power. But unfortunately, this series just ramps up our main character way too fast and the novelty starts to get old. His motivation for providing for his family and saving his mom is pretty generic, which is totally fine if we're able to keep seeing his struggle of reaching that goal. But I will say the anime made this accomplishment a lot more impactful. But all the problems in the series are just solved way too quickly and you just don't see the possibility of Jinwoo losing. And even when he does show some sort of struggle, he just overpowers the obstacle in an episode. Imagine your favorite game just released a new patch and your overgeared character just runs through it in one day, and it's just this cycle over and over again. This makes it hard to keep retention in the long run. I think a way that could remedy this situation is introduce a new character with the same ability of being able to get stronger and just have him outright be a villain. Because we don't have an actual main villain in the series other than what we know as the system. Introducing one with considerable threat would increase the stakes and reignite purpose for the main character. Imagine season 3 duo leveling. I don't know, I'm just yapping out my ass, but wouldn't it be so cool? Overall, I do think season 2 is an improvement from season 1, but not really because of the improved animation or storytelling, but just because there's a lot more going on, and it's really visually stimulating, perfect for my ADHD. One thing I loved about season 2 was allowing personalities to exhibit in monsters within the gates and dungeons, humanizing them to a certain extent, especially with certain characters. Even Jinwoo's Army of the Dead now exhibit different personalities, even if it's just just for comedic relief. And like mentioned before, there isn't any absence of well animated action scenes. There really isn't any part of the season where it felt slow or mundane. The pacing is a lot faster than the previous season, and I would even argue too fast at some moments, but even the manhwa itself is very fast. If anyone were to start watching the series, I would say just treat season 1 like a prologue and season 2 is your main event. To the anime only fans, if you're expecting this series to have intricate and revolutionary narrative, look elsewhere. But if you just enjoy Unga Bunga, Anga Bunga, Anga Bunga, Anga Bunga fight scenes, you're at the right place. But who knows, it seems that there is a possibility of character expansions and development for the anime, as they have already made noticeable additions. But at the end of the day, Solo Leveling is one of those shows where I just shut down my brain and let it satisfy my ADHD. The issues I talked about were definitely expectations I hoped the series would have and the anime could still possibly have. Not saying they need to deviate from the source material, but spicing things up with extra scenes and taking their time with explanations I think would be a great addition for the series. Would I say Solo Leveling is a must-watch? No. It's not anything revolutionary, and it knows that. It just does what it does really well. Along with its top-tier animation and abundance of action, if you do choose to watch it, it absolutely will not disappoint. So what did you guys think of Season 2 Solo Leveling? Did it meet your expectations? Was the hype justified? And what would you like to see the anime do more of? If you guys read the manhwa, do you prefer that over the anime adaptation? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, if you liked this video or hated this video, like and subscribe. Thanks, bye.